Hey everyone, so this is going to be my review for Won't You Be My Neighbor, the documentary about the life and beliefs of Fred Rogers, the creator of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And it's just a documentary. Usually with the first part of these reviews, I talk about the movie, who made it, who's in it, and what it's about. But with documentaries, they're a different animal. You don't usually see me review documentaries that much, but this is one that I just had to review. I saw it a couple days ago because it's getting a much wider release across the US. And it's one of the best movies of the year. You've heard the praise left and right. It's truly astounding and in a way kind of sad. It's the way I could describe this documentary is it'll leave you with a good feeling, but make you sad at the same time, because Fred Rogers he was a saint. When you look at him, he did what he did not for money, not for any real fame. He wanted to make people feel good, especially children, because they're the next generation. And for generation and generation, his show just showed kids kindness and that everyone's special. You're always going to be loved. It just makes you really sad that there's nobody out there like Mr. Rogers today. And I actually did grow up watching this show, but I remember it being very dull and slow and kind of lackluster, and that was just the stupid kid in me. But in this documentary, they show a bunch of different segments from different episodes throughout the decades, and watching all this with an adult mindset, I never really fully got the grasp at how this show didn't hold back. This show was not afraid to talk about suicide. It was not afraid to talk about race issues, but it was never in a way where it's in your face. And it was very real. Some of the moments they talk about in the show revolved around race issues that was going on back in the 60s. And the segment would include Mr. Rogers washing his feet, and then the cop character coming in and Mr. Rogers asking if he wanted to have a seat, wash his feet too, because there was that whole thing going on back then where black people weren't allowed to be in the same pool as white people. I mean, I've heard about the different bathrooms and the different water fountains, but I will never understand what happened back then. And I pray to God that doesn't come back in what's going on in the world right now. But it's just a very nice way to approach this without really getting too political. There's another moment where they're talking about the death of Robert Kennedy after he was assassinated in Los Angeles. And it was very real, very out there. And I mean, I'm sorry if this review's kind of rambling all over the place, but I felt like I had to really speak from the heart rather than go down a bunch of notes. I wish there was somebody like Mr. Rogers out there today. And there were a few things in this documentary that kind of made me go, what? For example, the actor who played the cop on the show is gay. He was at a gay bar one time back then, and Mr. Rogers told him, hey, you can't go to that gay bar anymore. And at first I was like, wow, Mr. Rogers, why would you say something like that, considering all that you believe in? But as it goes on, you realize he doesn't mind it at all. He's perfect. He's accepting everybody for who they are. It's just the world is not like him. Nobody else would accept him. And back then, if word to get out that that actor was gay, then the show would get hit hard. So Mr. Rogers, in a way, is a little bit selfish about that aspect. But then again, his show was pretty much a vehicle to make the world a better place. Sorry, it sounds cheesy, but it really did. I honestly don't really have anything negative to say about this. For me, when it comes to rating a documentary, it ultimately depends on how well each of these subjects are presented, whether they feel real or not. And it ultimately does depend on what you believe in, especially if it comes to a politically charged documentary, which this necessarily isn't politically charged, but they do talk a lot about politics in this movie. The time when PBS almost lost funding again, and then his show would lose funding. How a bunch of people on the right, Fox News, criticized Mr. Rogers for saying that every kid is special is a dangerous thing to say. Just screw right off with that. But it is a fantastic documentary and one of the best movies of the year. So just get off your ass and go see it right now. It's getting a much wider release. A lot more people are having the opportunity to see it. I'm seeing a lot more reviews and Stardust reactions pop up. And it's just something that you gotta see. If you really want a little more peace in the world and you want to leave a theater with a happy feeling, then this is gonna do it for you. I cannot recommend this enough. And that's my review for Won't You Be My Neighbor. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie. Go ahead and support my Patreon page, follow me on social media, and until next time, this is the Real Mr. Robinson telling you, there's only one.